September, the most powerful state in history declared its intention to maintain its domination of the world by force, the dimension in which it does reign supreme, and it made it clear that it would use this force not only to control the world, but to destroy any potential challenge that it sensed trying to equal or oppose this force.
Well, first of all, when you say, was there any information existing that might point to, credible information that might point to the fact that Iraq had weapons? Yes, I ran intelligence programs for the weapons inspection team from 1991 to 1998. And, as I testified before Congress, I had a whole stack full of leads that I was investigating. But those leads don't constitute proof. Those leads constitute suspicions. And I needed to investigate them to put those suspicions aside. But none of these leads represented, hard, factually based evidence that showed Iraq was in violation. Indeed, all the facts we had showed that Iraq was actually cooperating, that Iraq was disarmed. But we had a history of non-cooperation that made us want to investigate every lead possible to make sure that we've exhausted every potential for Iraqi non-compliance before we pass the finding of compliance. Let's take a look at what's coming out of Iraq today. They're not finding any weapons programs. Americans are dying on almost a daily basis right now. Around the world, we are vilified, we are hated, we are engendering responses that will manifest themselves violently in the future. No, America's not safer today than we were before the invasion. We're at greater risk because we've walked away. Not only are we killing Americans, remember, it's not Iraqis killing Americans. It's President Bush that's killing Americans. He put them in harm's way. This was an elective war. This isn't a defensive war. This isn't storming the beach at Omaha, to go in and rid the world of Nazi Germany to declare war on us, or to go into Okinawa and get rid of fascist Japan who bombed Pearl Harbor. We aren't defending ourselves. We're waging an illegal war of aggression. So we're to blame for the deaths, not just Americans, but Iraqis. And remember, it's not just the Iraqis that are dying as a result of this war. What about economic sanctions? Americans tend to have forgotten about economic sanctions. Well, there's 1.5 million Iraqis who died during economic sanctions, and their families aren't forgetting it. Why did we starve these people to death? Why did we subject them to malnutrition and disease? Because Iraq had weapons of mass destruction. That's what used to sustain the economic sanctions. We now know that was a lie. So who is to blame for the death of the Iraqi people? Not just the ongoing deaths and the deaths that are going to occur in the future, but the ones in the past. 1.5 million. The blood is on the hands of the United States of America. 3 successive presidential administrations that sustained economic sanctions in the face of irrefutable fact that Iraq no longer had weapons of mass destruction to pose a threat to the United States of America. Thomas Jackson, the Supreme Court Justice, stared German politicians and generals in the face in 1946 and said, "You're going to die." He found them guilty. Guilty of what? Waging a war of aggression. He said, you're before us not because you lost the war, but because you started the war. And the United States, by invading Iraq in March of this year, puts ourselves on the same page of history as the Germans when they invaded Poland in 1939, and Saddam Hussein when he invaded Kuwait in August 1990. The American people need to ask themselves, is that the page that we want our history written?
In much of the world, people can't really do very much. In large parts of the world, they live under such repression that they can mostly watch and fear. But we are uniquely privileged, and we can determine the course of future events very substantially. It's not necessary to say that the stakes are very high. It's no exaggeration to say that by this point they literally reach to survival of the species.